So I'm putting you on Insta story also. Okay, guys, this is
Cool,
Richard.
cool. What's up, guys? This is the Poker Rajas podcast. We're back again with another podcast. This is the only Indian poker podcast where we speak to the biggest and brightest in Indian poker. With me today is a poker player turned poker entrepreneur, the man himself, CEO, managing director, owner. He's the kingpin of Spartan, the Spartan Poker. With me is Amin Rozani. What's up, Amin?
Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you so much, Richard. Hi, everybody.
Uh,
It's really an honor to be with Richard on this podcast.
Super excited, and obviously, I know you for a while, and there's
Yeah.
so much to talk about. But I'm just gonna jump in and ask you, like, I remember Amin used to be one of, like, the most feared cash game players. Like, how did that whole transition happen? And you can also tell us, like, how you discovered poker, because I think you started playing in 2008, 2009, that
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So tell us about your poker story.
Okay, yeah, it's been a long journey, but if I look back, it just looks like yesterday. Me and my friend Imran, we both started small house games in a garage with friends. We started practicing with friends, and then uh, the community itself, it started growing so much because the sport is very interesting. It is indeed it's indeed fun to play poker, and the crowd started increasing, and very soon we realized that we've taken a back seat, and now we're just giving service to poker players. So yeah, it's been fun where we started off with live games in a garage, and then moving to online, being agents of online sites, and then going to Delton, running the India Poker Championship there, starting off with Spartan Poker, and again just shifting different platforms to give service to the community, and it's been going pretty well.
It has been going well indeed. Like, when was the point that, because I remember that, obviously you were into, playing yourself and, organizing games, and, there was a time where, poker wasn't, it was in its nascent stage, right? Not a lot of people knew about poker. Poker GTO was not even invented, I think. And so you was in some form or the other, like, one of the old timers, or the dinosaur, as they had mentioned it. So
I'd
how
like to.
you've been around for a long time, man. And so how did that transition, like, when did that strike you, like, like you actually wanted to grow poker and, like, get to the business side of poker?
The get to the business side was always the objective because me and Imran, we actually traveled to Macau. We saw the sport. Earlier we used to play at home, but then when we went to Macau, we went to Goa. We saw that there's so much money to be made. So we said, okay, let's look at the business side. After moving to the business side, we realized that it's such a small community and it needs so much nurturing at this stage that maybe we should wait for the money part and maybe look at the community now. Maybe money might come in later, when the industry becomes a full-fledged mature industry. And hence we started promoting tournaments and different promotions for cash games, different cash game festivals, the IPC itself. Even at Spartan Poker, we try to give maximum value to our players. So right now, I would say this transition happened once, pretty much when we went full fledged into Delton and started the IPC. That's the time we kind of got into this mode that let's now look at building the community, and maybe the returns will come it'll take some time, but it'll come for sure.
But you were definitely one of, like, the instrumental people, along with a lot others,
Yes, yes.
who were very key in sort of, like, developing the poker stage. Like, today I can actually jump online and find cash games at any stakes. I can go to tournament every 2 or 3 months, and it has happened over the course of a lot of years. It didn't happen overnight, and like the passion you have for the game is definitely something that we see in the way you conduct yourself and the way you run your business. But let me ask you this, like, you have you been really playing off late, or are you like only a entrepreneur now? Like, how does that happening?
Well, I would say I've just moved to being a recreational player now. I don't play much because of the work schedule. The poker players have been keeping us very busy, and I'm liking that side of it because the love is for the sport. So even if I play, or if I see somebody else play, or if I could facilitate somebody else playing it, I get the same amount of joy. So so yeah, I've not been playing, but I wouldn't say I'm out of poker. I think I see Spartan poker every 15 minutes. Sometimes I get up in the night and I see, okay, how many tables are going? Okay, tournaments are happening or not? Overlays are there or not? So I'm not been away from poker, but yeah, I've not been personally playing it for a while.
You've been very active on Instagram. Like I've seen you posting in Instagram like a lot, right, about your daily routine. So first of all, let me just tell you, like, you are in superb shape. I mean, you work out almost every day. Have you always been like a health freak, or is it something like you picked up like the last couple of months or years?
So workout, I started in the month of April, first week of April. But I changed my food patterns and what I eat, uh, because I guess I've been reading a lot of entrepreneurs, and wherever I see these entrepreneurs mentioning something, some key points for success, one thing they always mention is health, or they say do exercise. So I guess to for a healthy business, one must have a healthy body and healthy mind. Uh, I've just got a real reality check to this point, and hence I've become a little disciplined about working out.
That's superb, man. Like, I definitely enjoy, following your Instagram, and
Thank you.
I totally recommend anybody, who's watching this, that to go and check
Thank
Amin
you.
on what's your Instagram, what's your Instagram tag?
It's Amin_Rozani.
Yeah, that's the one. Amin underscore Rozani. That's Rozani with a Zani. You definitely have to follow Amin on Instagram, because he's super entertaining, and also, like, motivating to a certain level. So coming back to the Spartan poker, you started this tournament called the Millionaire. Uh, it was something like, people only thought about, like, it was a very distant dream, but you went out there, you figured out how you can give tickets against deposit bonus, or you figured out your internal stuff, and you just put it out there. So how much work and time went into this, and what is your vision with that?
When we started off with Millionaire, we just thought that there is nothing aspiring, well, aspiring the poker players right now. Like every month, they can look up to a date and say, okay, this is the date where things can change for me in my life. Uh, we didn't have anything like this, and we said, probably having something like a Millionaire, we can get to a little closer to that. Initially, when we said 10 lakhs first prize, yeah, of course, we had a lot of questions asked, that how are you going to manage, and what about the overlay? But we said, maybe it's just an investment for a year, and after a year we will be able to achieve the 10 lakh mark. But fortunately, things went so well that now we can have 20 lakhs as the first place, and 10 lakhs as the second place. Uh, and again, since the vision is the same, that we are ready to invest a year or maybe 2 years or 3 years on Millionaire till it reaches its guarantee. We will wait. Like I think every one of us in our team says that one day we'll have Millionaire with with at least 50 lakhs as first prize. So till that time, we'll keep on investing, and one day we'll get there, and maybe that's the time we'll reap the benefits.
Wow. Wow. That definitely is is sort of like your USP, because no matter where a player is playing, the first Sunday of the month people are jumping on Spartan, and they are definitely
Wow.
playing the Millionaire.
Nice, nice.
Also like the fact that you have been running operations since 2014, and so it's been a while, and there are a lot of sites entering the market, some staying, some not. How does that impact Spartan, or like what do you think about that? Because this, like when you started, there was probably two other sites, and today like we are looking at maybe 10 or 12, which we don't even know about.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think that does to the economy?
I think it's fantastic that we're having so many sites, and I just wish there are more sites coming. And the current sites, I suggest that we should all look at the long-term objective, which I'm pretty sure they do. Uh, what I feel is, I think poker itself is growing so much that we will see quite a few more sites coming in, and few companies building up, and this becoming a full-fledged industry. So this is a good sign that there's so many sites coming in, showing that there is potential for 10 sites to operate, 10 businesses to run and take care of its economics. So it's a very good sign showing that poker is growing.
Fantastic. uh, as from a marketing perspective, like when I go on the streets of Andheri, so I've been in Mumbai only for like 2 weeks, but it's difficult to not see a Spartan poster every 10 minutes.
Thank you.
uh, I always am reminded that I'm supposed to log in and play some tournaments, play some cash games. Like you went all out, as far as marketing is concerned. Like, so what's the plan with the aggressive marketing? Like you've also been doing college fairs and so much in terms of you know promoting your business, promoting poker in general as well. So what's that strategy or outlook towards?
See, we just believe that Spartan Poker is nothing else but just like another e-commerce brand, like an Amazon or maybe a Flipkart uh, or an Oppo. It's just like another brand where your primary objective should be focusing on marketing. We just balanced it out, and we increased our focus on marketing, and end results started coming in. So, and hence we continued with that, and we just made it more aggressive. So yes, there's some learning we've got some for some e-commerce companies that are the main focus of our business is marketing. Hence, trying to get everywhere.
Yeah, that definitely is something very refreshing to see. I'm sure like the other sites are doing it as well, but as far as Bombay is concerned, you're definitely definitely everywhere. So moving on from that, you also had a live platform before, like IPC was in full form. Obviously, IPC was the first ever tournament that I played, or the first ever tournament that actually took the level of tournament poker to a respectable standard to begin with, and then they really built up upon that. They really went all out, tying up with Delton. All of that happened. uh, is there a chance for a comeback? Because I've heard rumors, but we haven't heard an official statement. Where is that going?
Where the IPC team, which is also the Spartan team, uh, we assure you that there's not, like, from my end, there's not been a single day I've not got up and tried to figure out a way how we can have IPC back. And I'm sure that one day we will find a route. Uh, and this time when we come back, we'll the quality of service will be even more higher, because I'm sure people will come with a lot of expectations. So we'll try to over exceed their expectations this time too. It's just that right now we don't have a milestone or a road ahead for now. But I assure you that we are every day trying to make IPC happen.
Yeah, we're definitely excited about that, and we look forward to it. So again, talking about live poker, like the PSL just happened. It was a league format, something which obviously was the first for India. Like, what are your views on that? And would you like to consider hosting something like that? Is that a possibility?
Well, something like PSL is a fantastic platform to grow the poker industry outside the community. What PSL has done, it's created so much more awareness, so much more legitimacy and acceptance to the game, that if we have like 3, 4 more properties like PSL, I think poker will very soon reach to the mark where we can call it a full-fledged industry. So yes, we should have more poker leagues like PSL. Uh, we like Spartan has always tried to do something which will benefit the community, and like as league is one of them. We have also considered many options to start a league. Uh, but again, there are a lot of logistics requirement, a lot of legal requirements, which PSL has been fantastically managing, and hence they've been able to do it. But as soon as we also curb these issues, we'll also, uh, but maybe a league, maybe a tournament, but one particular event, we'll come up with an event which will leverage poker in the community even more deeper.
Right. So as part of your marketing, you go to colleges and host these events. Like, how do these work? Like, because I've seen pictures, I've seen kids playing poker, right? So what actually happens in these events?
So these college fest, these colleges, they have their own festival where they come once in a year. So they have like a restaurant corner, they have like a casino corner, they have like a gaming corner, a music corner. So we basically we take shelves, or what we call those shelters, stalls, basically stalls on these places, and we tell people about poker, how it is a skill game. We open the app and show it to them. We show YouTube videos of earlier done tournaments and how it is a skill game and all. And we show that, then we try to get them to register. We give them free chips where they can play and try. And a few people who play and they feel that they have a knack to good mathematics and they can understand the sport well, they take it from there. A few people who don't, they drop it. So that's pretty much been our strategy for college poker players.
Yeah, that definitely is something that not only Spartan, but I think the other sides are also going ahead and doing it, which is superb for the game, because poker can be an industry which can get like easily saturated, and there's so much room for India to grow. So that definitely is something which is commendable. Uh,
Thank you.
so I wanted to do a fun question with you, right? I haven't done this before. Okay, so it's a general question, but how would Amin Rozani explain a non-poker playing person poker in a minute or two, right?
Oh my
So
God.
I'm putting you on the spot, right? I'm giving you like a minute or two. How do you explain poker, and like the whole dynamics of poker? There's so much. How do you explain that in a layman's terms to a commoner?
Okay, so off lately, what I've been doing. So I went to this party one night, and I had a similar question, that how do you play poker? So I said it's very simple. Go to thespartanpoker.com, create a user ID password, play the free rolls over there. Every hour, there are free rolls worth 2,000 each. Probably in 3-4 days after playing the free rolls, winning and losing, you'll get a hang of the game. Well for me.
This is an ad for Spartan, like, you know what I'm saying? No, but so like playing poker is one thing, right? But the challenge, or like the barrier that as the Indian poker economy faces, is like to explain to a person what is the skill edge, right? There are a bunch of cards coming, right? I'm supposed to play two cards.
Yeah.
Where is the skill? Like, how do you explain that? And this is definitely something that I'm struggling with, right? Like, to talk
So,
to. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Now I get your point. That how do you explain them? It's a skill game. It's not a game of chance.
Right, right, right.
So usually, I give a lot of examples for rummy when I explain poker. That in rummy, how you know how many cards are there in the deck for your particular suit, or how many potential cards are there, and how much every card has a percentage probability. Similarly, in poker also, in 52, you get the two cards, and the 50 cards are on the table divided by 100, which is 2% per card. So if you know which cards are going to help you make your hand, you actually multiply it by 2% and see how much percentage chance you have. This explanation has not been working pretty well. The earlier one has been working very well.
Right, right. Yeah, definitely. Rummy is the closest example we have to a skill game, and
Yeah.
that is new, to be honest. Like, I haven't heard that one before, and it seems reasonable until you meet a person who doesn't play Rummy, right? So
Yeah.
that's a problem. So we have a couple of people in the chat. We have Tanay, we have Akash. Abhishek Jalan is again asking you that he wants to play the IPC. When is the IPC coming back? We want to play the IPC. So you definitely need to work on that, and a
Yes.
lot of people are super excited because I remember, like, the genuinity, and the way Samir. I think Samir and Peter was like the first people to do it, and
Yeah.
I when I spoke to them, when I saw their the vision, right? It definitely is a brand that I would love to come to that event, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely that has to be on your to-do list.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
you should do that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Even Abhishek Jalan, yes, we are working on it, and he knows that.
Right. So let's speak a little more about your website, right? So you have so Sangeet somehow has been associated with your website, but then you haven't really gone out there and actually signed a pro. Like, is there a reason behind it, or like, do you not see the value in it, or like, what's your opinion about having actual sponsored pros who are representing you in the country?
Okay, we just feel that currently Sparta, we just feel that there's a little more time for us to hire a pro. We still have to learn a lot about the industry, grow a little, have so many tournaments in the country that when we hire a pro with that kind of investment, then we are able to extract enough value from the pro. Hence, we are just kind of waiting on closing on someone. But we have Samo who represents us whenever there's a tournament. We have Rajiv who represents us. Abhishek Jalan has also been very kind to and has always supported us whenever he's gone for tournaments. Uh, I would say there's so many people we know who, even in spite of not being our pros, have always supported us whenever there are events and have always spoken good about us. So currently we're not really missing the profile of a pro. But yes, maybe very soon we might look at that platform as well.
Yeah, that's because you have a team of crushers, right? So you have Rajiv Kanjani, Samir Ratansi, Amin Rozani. like all of you guys are actually amazing poker players, right? So I don't I mean, I totally get it. Why would you see the value in it? Like, because you have like three, like the top management of the company, which I think I would definitely want to see you more on the circuit. But
Yeah.
obviously,
I go to Goa for one day, and I think half of the day I just spend in meeting old friends because Goa visit has been it's been like a poker get together for us where we meet all the oldies, whom we started off with. So barely get a chance to play.
right.
But yeah,
So you recently you sorry. So you recently signed Ranvijay as the brand ambassador for the Spartan Poker. How did that association come apart? And why don't we see that on TV? Can't we have poker ads on TV yet?
Ranvijay is himself a very passionate poker player. He loves the sport, and he's always been a sportsman himself. If you know about Ranvijay's history, he's been involved in I think all the prime sports. Like I think he's the brand ambassador for NBA. There's a new sport. I think he mentioned like I missed, but there's a new sport. He's a brand ambassador for. I think shoes brand, all the sporty watch brand. He's always been into sports. So we just thought that having a sportsman as a face, sportsman who's so popular and so good looking, having him as a face of our brand will be a good image to give to the society about poker. So people can take poker as a sport. So hence, this was the thought behind Run Vijay. Sorry, I missed your second question.
Why
Why?
can't we see these ads on TV? There are freaking rummy ads on TV.
Okay, it's a little expensive to be honest, but we will get
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Rummy people have a lot of money.
Possibly. Possibly. Right. So, moving away from all this, I wanted to ask you, like, the GST is coming in, right? How will that impact, the poker industry, and like, what changes are going to come up because of that?
GST has been a tough element in G. So we're looking at 15% service tax going to 18%. If that is the case, then it'll be a very big pinch to rather punch to the poker industry, where a lot of offers which we were able to give very freely earlier to our players, and a lot of marketing options which we used to give earlier to our players, and of course our salaries also. Everything will take a hit. Uh, but let's say if it goes to 28%, then that'll be a tough decision for a lot of businesses to continue, because I don't see a lot of companies being able to afford 28% GST. But yeah, if it's 18%, it'll be a little bit of hit. But I guess it's part of the game. Like if the government wants us to pay more tax, we will have to. We have no option.
What do you think will the direct impact to a poker player will be because of this? Yeah, besides the fact that there'll be lesser promotions, like, what is like the direct impact to someone who's playing regularly?
Yes. So primary is, of course, there will be lesser promotions, or rather promotion value could be compromised, or marketing value could be compromised. Uh, what it could also hit, maybe eventual increase in rate figures. I don't know if there are some companies who cannot afford 18%. They would have to land up increasing their rate, and obviously then the player would have a choice to select which one. But yeah, these are the ones which I feel that new companies could come up with on GST impact.
Right. Okay, so we'll just have to wait and watch, I guess, and hope for the best with GST.
Yes,
So
yes. I assure to everybody in poker that uh, good things are happening in poker. Small challenges will come like GST and taxation or things will challenges will come. No industry in this country in this world has grown without challenges. We also we will overcome, but we'll
Sorry,
overcome them. Is that your dog?
there, there's a lot of noise from my side. I'm sorry. Uh, okay, so we have a question from Akash, right? Uh, his question is, how often do you, Peter, Rajiv, and Samir meet and chill out?
How often? I think if somebody asks us what is the best thing about Spartan is our chemistry. We hang out a lot, we chill out a lot. I think we talk on the phone almost every day or maybe twice a day. We travel together. So we were, I think last month I guess we were in Koh Samui. Not even a month ago, like 15 days ago, we all four were in Koh Samui, and just hanging out by the beach and sharing a few beers, talking about poker and Spartan poker's future in India. So yeah, it's we've been very strong, and I think that's one of our main pillars, or our forte is that we go for always in sync.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so, who do you think is the best poker player amongst you?
Amongst our team.
Yeah, amongst your team.
Four of us,
Yeah.
of course me, no question about it. I can kick their ass anytime.
So do you all actually end up playing poker after looking at poker all day and speaking
No,
poker all day?
no. That's the escape we go from. we want a break from poker. Then we travel outside.
We need to settle this. Like, I'm gonna host a poker game for like four of you. We're gonna live stream that, and we'll see who's the best.
Of course, trust me.
So we have a lot of people again in the chat. Ankit says, Akash obviously asking a lot of questions. Ankit says, we hope to see Spartan hosting the Millionaire every week or every fortnight, and really doing that
For
aggressive.
sure. That's for sure. We try our best. Like this is our objective as well. This millionaire should be every Sunday. Sooner or later we will get there.
Cool. So so let me go back to your Insta stories, right? What is your schedule? Like, I see you putting a lot of time in office, a lot of time in at the gym. You're meeting people. You seem to have like a really packed day. So what's Amin's daily sort of like rough, schedule?
So I get up at 6:30. I have my protein shake in the morning. Do a little bit of workout. Have my medicines, following medicines as in the vitamins and the minerals and the fish oil, etc., and the calciums. Then I go to shower. I go for my shower, get ready, come for breakfast, have eggs, have skim milk. That's what I've started now. Uh, then I come to office. Office I have lunch by 11:30, 12. Then I have the second lunch, which is my protein shake, or maybe some almonds or something like that. Then I go to the gym. Post that I have my protein shake. Then I have some fish or meat in the end. By 7:38, I do my dinner and I'm done. And I go to sleep by 11:30, 12. Watch TV for a while. So that's pretty much what I do.
That's a pretty long day. And do you enjoy, because I see a lot of food that you eat, on your Instagram, which is borderline boring. Right? So is it something that you've actually learned to accept as like part of your life? Like, do you actually now like sort of enjoy it, or like sort of have accepted it, or is something that you really want to get away from, or and you're doing it because you have to?
Uh, no, I wouldn't do anything which I have to, but I love doing it. Like this is one thing which I like. I enjoy being healthy. There's no cigarettes in my schedule. There's no alcohol in my schedule. Uh, there's healthy food. There's good workout, and I believe a person who has a healthy body, automatically his mind is healthy as well, and he thinks faster, he thinks smarter, and in turn helps him in growing his business and growing himself as a person. So I feel the route is very very nice. I already feel myself so much better and so much more healthier than I was earlier. And I think I would love to stick to this schedule throughout my life. And I would recommend everybody to do the same thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely motivating to see. I'm not sure how much I'll enjoy that, but I'll definitely try that. I'll definitely take your advice. I have a very interesting question, right? Avinash Toro in the chat. Shout out to Avinash, Space Cadet himself. He is asking, when you read in forums and when you read in, Facebook, for example, a lot of people complain that they lost with aces and that the site is bad. Not just Spartan, right? On every site. I lost to my aces. This site is rigged. I lost, I busted kings versus 7-4 offsuit. This is, crazy. How do you react to that? Do you feel angry? Do you feel like, like you feel helpless? Like, what do you feel about it?
So initially when we started the site, we used to see all these comments and we used to get paranoid. And like, oh my God, this guy is a friend. How is he saying something like this to us? So yeah, earlier it was a little, it was like we were caught off guard. We didn't expect these kind of feedbacks coming in. But then I guess, uh, correlated to the industry, we also, as people, we grew and we understood it's a part and parcel of the business. Yes, he's a friend, but now maybe he's a customer. So we'll have to listen to everything they say and address it. Uh, so yeah, now we've kind of got very used to it. I think Spartan has got the maximum number of bashing on Facebook forums, so we're pretty much used to it now.
I think there are a couple of groups. There are groups.
Please keep me out of it.
Okay, so talking about groups, first of all, shout out to Rajiv from Fez. Fez is in the chat. He says Rajiv is the single most hardworking person in answering all our queries. Whenever we get in touch with him, and he wants to give a shout out to Spartan Poker for the amazing poker tournaments and amazing poker that they're providing to the industry.
Thank you very much. And yes, I agree. Rajiv is very very customer centric. Very he's a player himself, so he understands the pain a player goes through when his queries are not answered. They were also on the other side. They also had issues where their queries were not resolved, so they understand, and that's why they continuously try to ensure that all poker players they get the best experience at Spartan Poker. They get the best service. All their issues are resolved and well explained to them. So yes, I agree to Avinash about Rajiv's feedback.
Definitely, Rajiv. So I started playing poker in Bombay with Rajiv, and
Oh yes.
he's taken my money, right? But he's definitely been a super friendly guy always. He always thinks in the best interest of everyone, and he's definitely a super nice guy. So now talking about public forums, we want to ask you that Spartan doesn't respond to any queries on IPPA or Facebook or any sort of public forum. Is that something you do on is that something you've done consciously, like
Okay, so it's not that we've not tried. Initially, when the initial few days when we started getting queries on Facebook forums, we did try to respond, but we realized that on these public forums, they're not really queries. They're not really complaints which people have, because if I have a complaint, my objective will be to resolve the complaint. So that could be done by just simply sending us an email at support@thespartanpoker.com. So and I think we have a pretty good turnaround time of responding and resolving complaints in the industry. By replying on these social media groups, I don't see a resolution coming out. It's just a talk of the topic, where everybody puts in their views. So I don't see Spartan Poker getting involved into a forum where there's so many views coming in. Any feedback or complaints are there, we always welcome it through emails and through dedicated teams. And honestly, we don't even have a team to reply on social media. I don't know who would sit and reply on social media. So hence, we've kind of stayed out of that platform, and I think time and again we've requested people that and apologize that we have not been able to respond to your queries on these Facebook group. But that does not mean that we don't intend to respond. We really intend to resolve your issues, and whatever queries you guys have, please email it to us at support@spartanpoker.com, and we'll ensure that you get satisfactory results.
That's awesome. I mean, a Facebook post can get a little out of line,
Yeah,
trolly,
literally.
and little, little. Another question from Akash Shekhar, and I have to read this because Akash has one of the best sense of humor and a super creative guy. Shout out to Akash, man, an architect himself. So his question is: seeing how Spartan has the best software and the largest player pool in the Indian market, any plans to partner up with an international giant whose name rhymes with Joker stars?
I I wouldn't say there's anything substantial as of now. Anything substantial to say anything. But yes, if there is, if any merger which comes to Spartan Poker, which is going to benefit the community and the brand, or any help which comes to Spartan Poker to grow, we will always be open to it.
Right. Are there any other new tournaments that you're looking at, or like do you really want to grow the Millionaire for now and like just get all those promotions going? Is there any signature tournament that Spartan is planning to launch?
Okay, so I'm sure you guys must be following the Super Stack. The Super Stack, just like the Super Stack, we made another tournament called the Mega Stack, the Friday Mega Stack. So I think that's 3,300 buy-in and 10 lakhs guaranteed, which we also intend to take it higher from there. Uh, we also, intend to have a lot of high-value tournaments during the weekdays. So yes, many new things coming up, and of course, the IOPC this time is going to be bigger than ever. So many things planned for poker players. I assure you the way Spartan Poker plan has planned for poker players. I think it will be very soon the tournament destination for India.
That's fantastic, and I think Spartan has a different tournaments and different sort of brackets of buy-ins. So and IOPC is obviously one of the crowd favorites. People always get really fired up when the IOPC comes around. So I'm just gonna take a few more questions. If you guys are watching and if you want to ask anything to Amin, anything about his diet, anything about his workout, his poker, the Spartan, obviously, you can just send us the questions and we will answer. Uh, people just love watching you and love Spartan poker in general. That's what I'm understanding. from
All right,
the,
thank you, thank you so
the
much.
chat. Uh, Half millionaire. Right. So tell us more about this. Tanay asks us which gym do you go to?
I go to I think fitness in Bandra. Pretty much every
I
time I
think
check
fitness
in,
Bandra.
yeah, I check in into my Instagram says I think fitness.
See, Tanay, that's why you need to follow him. Amin underscore Rozani is the Instagram. It's simple as that. Avinash comes up with a question. Do you think mixed games will catch up anytime in India? I think Teen Patti variation players would love mixed games. Like the horse. Is Spartan planning to bring any of these games to the felt?
Yes, a mixed game will work very well in India, which we also foresee. We have added Texas 6 plus. We have also added reverse hold'em, uh, uh, and of course there's pineapple, there's Omaha, which are the standard ones. But Spartan Poker itself has a few variations, and lot many will be coming in very soon. Lot many fancy tournaments we intend to bring in. So yes, many new things are going to happen at Spartan Poker.
Super. We definitely mixed games will definitely be something which will be accepted really well. But then I think it's going to be a slow progression. It's going to have a lot of small milestones to cross before that actually becomes a reality. So I know you're really busy, but I really wanted to know. We're gonna wait for like 5-10 minutes. Hopefully we get some questions we can ask you. But I wanted to know what's your schedule or what's your future plans for this year?
So 2017. We are looking at increasing tournament guarantees and coming up with bigger tournament series. Uh, we are also looking at the existing tournaments or existing properties like Millionaire, SSS, to take that to take those numbers also to a higher guarantee. Uh, in terms of, we also intend to add a few more games, few more variations, and a few more games itself in poker. Um, Also, from an industry, there are quite a few things which you're doing which may not be directly impacting to the player, but for an industry perspective, we're going to a lot of cities to apply for legality. In fact, we've applied in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Delhi. This is also one of the motive. Uh, in fact, very soon there will be an association. There will be an association in poker which will help all the poker entrepreneurs to fight or give legal advices. So a lot of things at an industry level which we are initiating, which is going to happen hopefully this year.
That's also we definitely look forward to that. Uh, Tanay has asked a very interesting question, which I expect you to answer very directly.
Okay.
And uh, so, who is the fish in the Spartan team?
In the Spartan team,
Yeah.
my God, they're all bad players. I don't know which one to select.
Like,
But
okay,
yeah, I
so
think,
let me rephrase this. Let me rephrase this. Like, if you were in a game, who would you love taking money from?
oh, I would love taking money from Rajiv because he barely gives. It's very difficult to remove. It will be an achievement if we can remove money from him.
Uh, Rajiv used to be very active in Spartan, and a lot of people say I've heard rumors that he used to blow his whole salary on the Spartan tables.
I wouldn't be surprised with that.
Okay, so Rajiv is Rajiv's money is something that has
Yes.
extra equity on the table for a meal. That's awesome. A few other questions, and I'm gonna let you go. Let me ask you quickly. Okay, Mudit Jain asks, will we see Amin actively playing in the Indian circuit anytime soon, or is that gonna have to wait?
Be there for tournaments in Goa or some leagues or something which happens in some tournament which happens maybe in Calcutta or uh, in Bangalore. This tournament is something which I prefer playing. But yeah, for sure, my entire life is dedicated to poker now. So you're going to be seeing me more often than you would want to.
Yeah, you should
But
definitely jump in the Millionaire tournament and have like a special bounty on your head. This is a recommendation from Abhishek Jalan, and he definitely is coming for your bounty.
it'll be the world's most easiest bounty to earn.
Cool. Yeah, that's about it. Your travel schedule is really packed. I know you for a fact that you're traveling tonight, and I super appreciate you giving us time. Where are you flying off to, and how much do you travel like in a month?
I travel. I'm at least 20 days out. 20 at least 15 to 20 days outside Bombay. Most of my travels are Delhi, Bangalore, Calcutta. Once in a quarter, we go out to for a holiday, maybe to Europe or UK or Koh Samui or Dubai. These are like our 4 5 prime spots we go to. That's pretty much how we de-stress out.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So yeah, a lot of questions in the chat, but I think I'm gonna have to let you go because I know I've taken a lot of your time. Thank you so much for all the people who
So
are
much for
railing us in the
inviting me.
chat. Faiz, Mudit, Tanay, Abhishek Jalan, Akash Ekar, uh, uh, Avinash Dixit, Avinash Toro. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and railing us. Definitely go ahead and subscribe and like our channel. And obviously, I'd like to thank Amin for giving us his valuable time and
Thank you so much. You're doing a fantastic initiative. Keep it up, Richard. Very well done.
thank you, thank you. Definitely hope to catch up with you soon. Hope to see you on the tables. And
Absolutely.
good luck, man. Amin. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You take care.
Nice to talk to you.
Bye.
Keep it up.
Thank you, guys. Bye.